Hello everybody, this is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you out of Holiday, Florida, and I believe it's the 26th of May. Let me check. It sure is. It's Monday! Woo-woo! I hope you guys are having a really great long weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, so I want to say thank you right off the bat for all the people that have been in or are in the services, because you know what? I love you guys, so that's that. Okay, now we're going to move on to the subject of the day. I've been doing this every morning. I took 2 mornings off from it, for no reason whatsoever, just because. Is listening to Jeffery Combs' podcast calls, because he's my favorite. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I edify him a lot, and I just absolutely love him. Fucking love him. And I wanted to talk about the call that I listened to today. Now let me see, what was the date of the call? It was January 14th. That was the call, and it was called The Adversity, Overcoming Adversity. And it fits, I want to talk about that. Now, adversity is, challenges that make you uncomfortable. So how do you avoid that? What is it that goes down? So I took a bunch of notes. You like that? So that I can help you understand how to avoid, how to overcome, and how to be a person that lives more in peace and has less adversity. I'm also going to put the podcast right here in the blog post. Okay, so number one thing that he was saying was that it's time to start becoming the person that lives in the solution. So address the issue immediately and let go of the personalization to it. Okay, let go, forgive, and move to the higher ground immediately. Resist the need to fight back. Now, adversity could be many different things, and I find that, when I was younger, I used to kind of crave that adversity because I was the type of person that worked good under pressure. I was the type of person that could survive the situation. And that personality trait that I had made me like an adversity attractor. So during like my high school years and whatnot, that scandal was all the time. You know what I'm saying? It was just nonstop, and that was the type of personality I was. So I was attracting that kind of thing to my life. And as I got older, in my late 20s, I remember meeting up with a gentleman in Maine. It was my best friend's best friend, like her best boyfriend, and he loved the game. He loved debate. He loved to get involved in conversations. He loved to be the smarter one. He loved to engage in the mind game. And I used to tell him, I wouldn't even react. I was like, okay, whatever, I know what that's about. And he was like, well, what's the matter with you? You don't want to engage in the conversation? You don't know the answer? And do that kind of thing. And I'd be like, no, it's just a waste of time. To be in a conflict with you just for fun is an absolute waste of my resources. So as I started coming out of the 20s, I started to really understand that that's the truth. And lo and behold, my 30s were virtually adversity free when it came to like any kind of outside thing like that. But what about the inside? Was I still addicted to the ability to overcome things, the ability to survive a situation? And no, I wasn't all the way. I mean, in my 30s, I experienced a lot of adversity financially, a lot of adversity emotionally. So I kept exercising my ability to stay out of adversity, and more and more and more and more, I've become better at it. I live more in the solution. I stay to the higher ground. I rise above the fray. I continually try to I don't try. I'll take the try away. I continue to focus on things that are going to help me and my peoples and my team and anybody that watches my videos or anybody that reads my blog. Anybody feel better, be better, and behave better, and do better, and the whole thing. I just want to be an inspiration to you, not a motivator, because I'm not here to motivate you. That's up to you. So, okay, one thing you have to ask yourself is, do you create adverse situations just so you can overcome it? Are you addicted to the physiological, biochemical reaction that happens when you finally make it over that hill? Then maybe you should take up sports. Maybe the type of adversity that you should be switching your addiction to would be something that actually betters yourself, like mountain climbing, long distance bike riding, yoga certification, riding a bigger wave, learning to surf, jogging, going further, running, taking your jogging from a jogging practice to a running practice, taking on new learning challenges, learning something new, reading a difficult book or something that you would previously have thought was difficult, something that stretches your language. Start moving that kind of feeling, because you know this. You know, if you're sitting here watching this, whether or not you do create those. If you're still in the place of, why do these things always happen to me? Why do these things happen? I know all about it, because I used to say that a lot. That was one of the most prominent sentences in my life. Your words have a lot of power, guys. And if you keep saying, why does this always happen to me? The universe is going to keep showing you. It doesn't know the difference between your insecurity and your confidence. It's going to provide whatever it is you focus on. So start removing those things from your vocabulary. If that's where you're still at, start challenging yourself in other directions so that you can start to transmute that addiction into something positive for your life. Okay, and start watching those words. Your words are your law, and that's just the bottom line. Let go of feelings like anger, hate, resentment, guilt. Let go of those feelings. You know, get yourself peaceful. Let go of those feelings. When you think of a situation, it brings up anger. If you think of a situation, it brings up hate or resentment or guilt. Really just, flip the switch on that. It's really in your mind. So you can flip the switch on that. You don't have to explain anymore. You don't have to do that. This is really great. People are predictable, and stop looking at the worst case scenario. Now, if you have somebody in your life, or a certain situation in your life, it keeps coming back up, keeps coming back up, keeps coming back up, like a bad penny. You've got to understand that people are predictable. So if somebody has been a drama queen, or a drama king, or a problem bringer, or a complainer, or somebody that creates adversity in your life before, they're probably going to do it again. You just need to stop. Let it go, forgive, and move on, and get to higher ground. Okay? Stop looking at the worst case scenario. When something happens, when something comes up, because it's going to happen. You can't 100% avoid adversity. We're in a physical world. This is what happens. You have to stop thinking immediately. And this is super important. You have to stop doing this to yourself. Stop thinking of the worst case scenario of the situation. Stop it. Think of the best outcome. And that's all you think about. Move on. Let go. And forgive. Think of the best 100%, what would be the best outcome of this situation, and that's all you have to do. Okay? Stop thinking of the worst case scenario. I know, it can be difficult, Somebody might think, okay, my past experience that I just recently had, a few years ago, I didn't have lights or electricity. When bill time comes up, sometimes I get this adversity feeling. I get a little tense, Ooh. And all that does is releases cortisol into my system and helps me stay fat and keeps me in fight or flight and keeps me unhealthy. So instead of thinking of the worst case scenario, like, I could never live a whole year without lights and AC again. I could never do, oh my God, that was so hard. Instead of thinking about it all the way there, it's only just, a bill that's due. That's it. Relax. You imagine yourself paying the bill, and you imagine yourself, right now it's like really hot outside. Imagine yourself being able to have the windows shut and a cool air coming on from the vent. Imagine yourself in the best case scenario. Stop focusing on the worst case scenario, and your adversities will quickly disappear. They'll quickly shrink themselves. You don't have to do all the work. Okay? Outsource things that make you feel overwhelmed. Because the more you do things that are just overwhelming, I'm not talking about challenges. I want you to challenge yourself in order to grow. But if you keep doing things that make you feel overwhelmed all the time, and you're not outsourcing that some way, somehow outsource that, you are in a state of adversity all the time. It's not a productive state. It's not where you produce. It isn't. I don't care what people say. It's not where you produce. Being at rock bottom is overrated. So stop putting yourself in that rock bottom situation so that you can be the hero of the day. Because these high highs and low lows are hurting you and hurting your life and hurting your business. So think about switching that up, and this is one of the things that Jeffrey says all the time, is make your highs low and your lows high. Okay, conflict consciousness. Do you surround yourself with people that have a conflict consciousness? Are they raging against the machine? Are they constantly fighting against something? Well, remember this right now. What you resist persists. What you say no to keeps coming, and that's all there is to it. So, that conflict consciousness, if you have it within yourself, you need to release it. If you have people that have that in your circle of influence, you need to release them. Okay? The quicker, the better. Don't wait. Stop saying yes to everything. Say no when you can't do it. Don't have any problems about it. There's no shame in that game. What will happen is if you say yes to things that you can't do, or yes to things that overwhelm you, or yes to things, and you end up getting spread too thin and you start backing out on people, trust me, the disappointment of you not showing up is going to be a lot worse than you saying no. Write that down. The disappointment of you not showing up is going to be worse than the disappointment of you saying no. Okay. Another thing is, when you find yourself having adversity, one of the things you have to do, you got to do it, is you got to take a measure of personal responsibility and ask yourself, how did I attract the situation? Instead of saying, why does this always happen to me? How did I attract the situation? I can tell you exactly how. Because you have not listened to your gut in every situation. When it comes to personality adversities or people adversities, if you find yourself around somebody that your gut's telling you you need to step away from, you don't wait until there's a problem. You step away from them then. You step away from them before there's a problem. If you wait until there's a problem and you're going to be addicted to the overcoming of adversity, and you're going to try to solve that problem, and the problem's going to get worse and worse and worse, you don't have to worry about it. If it's a person thing, trust your gut. Step away from them before there's a problem. Sometimes people, that are codependent or addicted to caring for people or being helpful. That's why I changed my tagline from helpful entrepreneur, because really I was talking that shit into my life. I'm not helpful. I'm not helpful at all. I can help you change your mind to reset it so that you can start seeing success in your life, but I'm not going to do the work for you. And what was happening with that terminology was I was bringing about that kind of thing. So that's tantamount to my personality trait, or the way I was. I would hold on to people that I knew needed my help, that I knew absolutely, 100%, absolutely need my coaching. And that's not the people that I should be focusing on. I should be holding on to people that don't represent the highest level. I want people to be coming to me that don't need me, but that desire me, that desire the change, that want to learn from my experience. You know what I'm saying? I attract collaborators. I don't attract needy people, people that need me to hold up the fort, people that, do you find yourself that you have to be better at everything? Do you have to hold up the fort all the time? Do you always have to be the one that hosts the hangouts? Do you always have to be the one that gets together everything? Are you the one that always got to do everything that other people just are too lazy to figure out, and they rely on you? Oh, you're better at that. That's a situation in which you bring yourself to, and you would make yourself addicted to it. So there's one thing about positioning yourself as someone with knowledge and experience and ability. There's another thing to allow yourself to take advantage of your own skills, to position yourself with someone that's not worth your fucking time. Don't do it. That's one thing I have done. I'm done. There's no way I would collaborate with somebody that needs me. No more of that. So that's where I can see that I could literally cut adversity right off at the hilt, because that's it. If you come across someone that rubs you the wrong way, or your gut feels funny about it, or you feel like all of a sudden you're being taken advantage of, or something like that, don't let it ride out so that you can be the conqueror of this whole problem. Get it done now. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. You don't know whether or not you even be able to maintain a healthy relationship with somebody like that. So why would you continue to try? It's not up to you to wake them up to themselves. It's not up to you to teach them how to be better. It's not up to you to change their life. It's up to them. And when they change their life and they start becoming more in alignment with you, then maybe they'll attract you back into their life. You've got to be really clear about who you are, be really self-aware and really zen about it. And then you also have to, let me see here, that I'm going back to it. You have to be extremely clear on the person that you are attracting, that you want to attract. You have to be extremely clear on that person. The avatar, Kimberly and I say avatar a lot. Who are you trying to attract? Are you trying to attract somebody that's got a drama-filled life, that's always got problems? Now, everyone's got problems. The difference is, do they talk about it all the time? Do you follow your gut when you're interviewing somebody to see if they can collaborate with you in your business? Are you allowing yourself to interview people to collaborate with you in your business? Or are you letting them interview you? Because that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes, guys. You've got to turn that around. This is another really strong statement from Jeffery Combs, and that's where I'm going to end this video. A sense of entitlement will create a sense of accomplishment. That's a good thing. If you start to feel entitled to your success, you will start to create the methods, the skill sets, the mentality, the psychology of that person, and you will accomplish your dreams. So let's promise yourselves today on Monday, and it's a good day because most people are off if you have a job. Most people are off today. Relax. Think about the different things that you find adversity in your life and write it out exactly where you think you are attracting that into your life. Are you procrastinating in your business and not making enough money to make sure those bills get paid faster so you don't feel anxiety about it? Are you attracting people or allowing people to stay in your life that are drama-filled? There's people that drink a lot. They bring a lot of drama. You want to avoid that kind of thing. You want to be on easy street. You want to live on easy street. So this way, when adversity shows up, you easily move right through it. It's not some accomplishment. It's something you move right through. Start bringing accomplishment, thinking about accomplishment on things that are actually good for you. Okay, guys? I love you very much. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you here out of Holiday, Florida. Take a look at the rest of this blog, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe, click like, comment, and go to the links below. That's where the magic happens, guys. The call to action is where the magic happens with me and you. Thank you so much. Peace.